Welcome to another Monday Music Minute. I'm your host, Eric Gill, Communications Director for St. Lucie County.
I'm Mark Freed with the St. Lucie County Library System.
Each week we come on the show, we tell you our favorite musical finds on Freegal Hoopla and a new service called Canopy, which allows you to stream and download music, movies, and TV shows. All you need is a valid library card and an internet connection. And this week we have our guest, Stefan with our communications department. Stefan, what do you got this week? You've been on before, so you know the routine.
Yes. Kapow went the sound of the spring reverb that Messer Chup's guitarist Guitar Acula kicked across the stage when I saw them in Immokalee, Florida at January's Rockabilicue Music Festival. Now that might sound like a lot of made-up words, but we're not done with those yet. Meet Zombierella. She's the bass player of Messer Chup's, a Russian surf rock band with a vaguely German name. I was already a fan, but became entranced when the band played an incredible set of surfodiculous guitar songs. Zombierella even sings a few songs in her high-pitched Russian accent. Most of the songs they played in January are on their newest album, Dark Side of Paradise, released in May 2024. Even though I bought the vinyl from their website, I was glad to see I could have found it for free $99 on Freegal. The album has song titles like Souvenir of the Witch, Experiment in Terror, Sexploitation from Outer Space, Hard Times for Dracula, and The Girl with the Sun in Her Hair, just to name a few. Something about the album title, Dark Side of Paradise, reminds me of Florida. While we do live in the Sunshine State, there is certainly something spooky about looking into the ocean at night. I call this surf noir music. It should be listened to at night. After all, two of the members are named Guitar Acula and Zombierella. There are 1950s horror and spy movie motifs throughout the artwork and within the esoteric sounds of their music. Guitar Acula is a master of the surf guitar. Zombierella is a solid bass player who never misses a note, and Signor Mattia provides a steady surf beat on the drums. Their cover of the Moody Blues' Nights in White Satin is so much faster than the original, I would have never heard the melody if I had not seen the title of the song. Their cover of Pink Panther Atu, however, is instantly recognizable, and again, we're in the land of made-up words, or perhaps that's the Russian pronunciation. Now, I've loved surf rock since my guitar teacher showed me Wipeout, the first song I ever learned to play. And surf music is mostly guitar-based and often instrumental. It can range from stupid simple to incredibly complex. This is a fundamental subgenre of rock and roll, and it was part of the surf craze in the early 1960s, but it faded away in just a few short years. Thankfully, there's been a massive surf music revival since the movie Pulp Fiction was released in 1994.
Now see, I would have thought Wipeout would be a drum song.
It is a drum song too,
Okay.
but there's...
That was the first thing I tried to play on drums, which was a train wreck.
It's probably good for all the instruments, really.
Probably is. Mark, what do you got this week?
The 2017 documentary Turn It Around, the story of East Bay punk, focuses on the late 1970s to 1990s punk rock scene of the greater San Francisco Bay Area. The film begins with a look at the growth of this punk music scene, with the epicenter of the film focusing on the all-ages music venue, Berkeley's 924 Gilman Street Music Collective. The film is narrated by the man himself, Mr. Iggy Pop, and features interviews with artists such as Tré Cool, Kathleen Hanna, Tim Armstrong, Penelope Houston, and Jello Biafra. Music and recordings of bands which include Green Day, Rancid, Operation Ivy, Kamala and the Carnivores, Rancid, Neurosis, The Offspring, NoFX, and AFI are more than just featured. They're a staple of this documentary. The influence of these musicians and the bands that played at 924 Gilman have deeply influenced punk rock and power pop for decades. The documentary provides a great history of the movement and can be found on both Hoopla and Canopy databases. What do you got?
Well, by the end of May in 1994, I'm pretty sure my colleagues at the college newspaper were sick and tired of hearing the debut album by this unknown geek garage rock group known as Weezer. Their self-titled album, now known as the Blue Album, was in constant CD rotation in my office. Produced by the Cars frontman Ric Ocasek, it took the Pixies' Quiet, Loud, Quiet formula and then mixed in the insecurities and isolation of River Cuomo's lyrics with Dungeons and Dragons references that struck a chord. Now, Hoopla has their deluxe version of the Blue Album, which takes the original 10 tracks and expands it to a 24-track package, including B-sides like Suzanne and Jamie. It really is one of the best debut albums ever. And the brilliant video for the first single, Buddy Holly, directed by an then unknown Spike Jonze, using that new Forrest Gump style video effects that set the band in an episode of Happy Days, helped launch their 30-plus year career, which is still going strong today. To celebrate the album being 3 decades old, Weezer is playing the Blue Album in its entirety this summer on tour with Dinosaur Jr. and the Flaming Lips. You can catch them in Orlando September 20th and Hollywood, Florida September 21st. I got to see Weezer play their second album, which is my favorite Weezer album, Pinkerton, back in 2012, from start to finish. But I really want to add the Blue Album to my Setlist FM database. That does it for this week's Monday Music Minute.
See you next Monday.